That was a little rock and roll at the end there. Okay, so we are live again. We're going to be going live off and on throughout the week. Just little pop-in moments with our in-house team here. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, you want to have a little chat about gear, we've got a sale on. So we're bringing some info to you during this great summer sale event brought to you by Connors Music. And what have we done? We did. I had my acoustics out last week, at the end of last week when the sale started, and then we did some slap percussion earlier today. And I said I was coming back online just to do a quick comparison of strings and more than a comparison, just a discussion about a couple of strings that are fan favorites here at Connors Music. And I happen to have one set on one of my guitars, which is this Epiphone Les Paul Custom. She's been part of my fleet for many years. And then the still, I consider the more recent addition, but I've had her for a little while, is the Ibanez AZ there, which I'm using a different D'Addario string on that. So we're going to plug both in. We're going to chat about it. And then please, again, questions, comments are greatly appreciated, just like on our regular live stream event. But these are little pop-in shows, and we're going to get some of the other team members to come online throughout the week as well. So Jess says, nice shirt. Thank you so much. This is from last year's Music in the Streets event. This year's shirt, we inverted the colors. So the purple was the shirt color, and then this kind of neon green color was the logo. So yeah, you might see those out and about as well. But yeah, I thought this was a fun one to wear today. I wore the dark collared shirt last live pop in. Yeah, so thank you for that comment. That's great. So just to explain how I'm getting the sound from these D'Addario strings to you is obviously they're on the guitar. I've got my electric guitars plugged in through this little Blackstar amp here on an amp stand. This is the Stereo 10 V4. And I'm plugged in direct, and then I'm running it direct with out of the headphone out or line out 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch into the interface. So, I generally explain my rig during the John Connors live stream on a regular basis. And I like to, explain to people how the audio is coming through to them. So that if you want to do the same kind of thing, you know how to reproduce it. So for the strings on this one, I was going to restring both guitars so you'd see an example of absolutely fresh D'Addario strings. But when I went to go do both of them, the strings were in great shape still. So thank you D'Addario for making such a quality string that lasts. B, I'm pleased with my own maintenance where I wipe down my strings and help them last longer. And C, maybe I need to play a little more electric guitar because, I probably time frame wise, I should have done it, but their tuning is still good. And here's the tone. I was playing for a little bit. So still nice and snappy. So there's no need to change these strings. that was my idea there. The strings that are on here are the D'Addario XLs. Not this gauge, though. I'll explain that in a second. But the D'Addario XLs, these guys regularly sell for $950 for the set. And they're currently on sale because of a great promotion through D'Addario. We've got it in several gauges in the balance tension as a regular tension on for $6.99 a set. So I'm going to put a link to our sales section in our comment thread here, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. So that way, if you're interested in grabbing them while we have them at this amazing price, $6.99 for the set, you can do so again at connorsmusic.ca, or of course drop by the store. The sale goes until Sunday, July 28th if you're buying online, and in store till we close on Saturday, July 27th. I think I got that all right. So yeah, I'm going to riff a little bit on the Les Paul so you can hear the XL. I've got it in a drop D tuning. So I don't know if you noticed that when I was playing, I did a, there we go. And because of that, I like to keep on this guitar the EXL 140s, which is a skinny top, heavy bottom. So like skinny, thinner strings on top. That's actually a phrase from another company. The lighter here, basically the same gauge you'd get out of these, and then thicker strings down here. Now, why, you might ask, why would you want thicker strings when you're doing a lower tuning? The added tension helps it not get too sloppy. So I can still get. So I'm going to throw a little overdrive on just for fun. Wow, that's bitey. Maybe I'm going to lower the reverb here a little bit. All right, let's take a little bit of the distortion off and I'll show you another riff. And then I'm going to switch to the other guitar. I forgot this one doesn't work in drop T. Okay, let's bring it back to standard. And that's the nice thing with going with this just slightly heavier low E, is you can put it in standard typically without having to do a new setup or anything. There we go. A couple of riffs there for you. There we go. Clean again. So I'm going to just I'm going to mute that channel for a sec. I'm going to switch guitars and I'll tell you about the strings I've got on that. And then we're going to wrap up this little pop-in live stream. Again, if you have questions about the different strings I'm using or just a general question, feel free to throw it in the comment section there. Okay, give me 1 second. And again, if right now it's 2 p.m. Eastern time, we're live. If your comment goes in after, we'll do our best to keep an eye and respond to. So if you're watching later on this week or whatever, we'll do our best to still, respond. Ooh. Oh yeah, you probably didn't hear that. I have it muted on the live stream, but then I can still hear it from the output. All right, so this is the other guitar. These live moments too, where your cables get stuck and you're like, this isn't looking seamless and professional, but that's what life is all about, is sometimes not looking seamless and professional. Did my best to be prepared. So now this guitar is going to sound significantly different anyways, because it's got a totally different pickup configuration. And then the gauge of strings is also going to be another factor. So this isn't like a perfect A-B. If you're trying to decide between the two strings we're going to be talking about, I mentioned the EXLs. And then these ones are the new, still fairly new, from D'Addario XS strings. So I'm going to just tune that up. There's a built-in tuner on the amp as another option, but nice, powerful pickups there, sounding good. I was kind of digging the delay actually instead of the reverb. And now is on the what was called clean bright for the Les Paul. I'm gonna try this clean warm for this. That's a little, yeah, that fits it nicely, right? Okay, so one of the things I've noticed when I go from the XL strings to the XS strings, one thing is they are coated, so there's a slightly smooth texture to them. So in my mind, when I'm doing smooth moves like that, it may be slightly psychosomatic, but I just feel like I move really smoothly, and so I kind of dig that, especially on a guitar like this that has a thinner neck, and I like to play it in sort of that context, that slightly smoother context, as opposed to maybe the thicker tone of the Les Paul. So that's why I kind of got attracted to using these strings on it. But the other nice thing is they have the core of the third string that we stock regularly here, but I didn't mention in today's little pop-in, is the D'Addario NYXL strings. And they feature a core that gives you better tuning stability. That core is on these strings. I think one of the ways you can tell is if you look at the barcode, which I'll cover some of it, but it's got the New York city skyline in the shape of the barcode. And whereas if you look at the regular XL strings, just regular barcode. So that's kind of a neat thing. And they say it was inspired by the suspension bridges in New York, the way they design it for the steel. So it's a stronger core, gives you better tuning stability, less breakage. And I like tuning stability added to this guitar because it does have a tremolo system. I don't have the arm in right now, but whereas the Les Paul, for the most part with the Tune-o-matic bridge is really stable. So not that this isn't stable, it is. This has locking tuners to help compensate. that's what I've been kind of digging about those. They are also on sale. Not the super promo that we're seeing with the XS or XL strings, simply because that was a promo offered by D'Addario. But I'll put a link up because we've got the XS E strings 15% off again till Sunday. And so if you want to try something, that's designed to last longer, give you a smooth touch, have the higher engineered core for better tuning stability. They're regularly $19.99, and we've got them on for $16.99 this week. So maybe that's a good opportunity to try a premium string for a few bucks off. But if you're just looking for the, old reliable, if you will, a lot of guys still just come in and they love these strings, so there's nothing wrong with that. Then they're on for $6.99. So, both offerings. And then we do have the NYXL strings as well that I was kind of referencing on sale and in stock in a variety of gauges. So. Yeah, they're fun to play. So if you have any questions, please throw those in the comments there. I'm just going to stay on for a second more. And otherwise, maybe it's just straightforward. Good quality strings at great pricing. It's pretty simple. Chili Peppers just played in Toronto, so maybe that's why they're on my mind a little bit. I didn't go to the show, but I heard great things. All right, thanks for tuning in for a little pop in there. We're going to be going live again a few more times throughout the week, so keep an eye on your Facebook, YouTube, and if you're watching on Twitch, keep an eye on there. And some of our other team members will be going live throughout the week, bringing you some little advice, some input, some Q&A, product demos, and chit-chat about the products that we have on sale during our Connors Music Summer Sale. Thanks again, guys, and we'll stay well, and we'll talk to you again soon.